So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the different types of ways not to wear makeup. I hope you guys enjoy. Give this video a thumbs up and a like, a comment, whatever you feel like, and let's get on to it. First off, when you're applying a color corrector, make sure it's the right shade for your skin. Otherwise, it's going to make your foundation look very tacky and uneven. And look at me using that brush. Have you ever had these moments where you discover you're using the wrong brush for the type of makeup that you're putting on your face? That brush was good for blush and maybe bronzer, but other than that, just no. That's why I go in with a totally completely different brush. This is an e.l.f. brush. I love this brush for blending in. It's perfectly shaped, and yes, 10 years later, I'm still blending. I put way too much freaking color corrector or anti-dull primer on my face, and on top of it, it's making my skin extremely uneven. When you're applying makeup, you shouldn't make your skin look completely uneven. And I also have to spread it around my face. And did you notice where I missed the spot? But I'm thinking I'm doing it all good. No, honey, no. Have you ever bought a foundation and didn't really know exactly what shade you should get? Well, this has happened to me several times. And this shade in the color 360 Mocha was one of those times where I bought a shade that was actually darker than my skin. So can you imagine me walking around for probably a good month wearing this makeup and my face looks darker than my body, like extremely darker than my body. Anyways, so when I first started using makeup, I was actually using this type of brush, this smooth, really easy to handle type of brush. But I noticed that my makeup did kind of not look smooth as I thought it should look. But hey, I was a beginner, right? I found out that the best tool to use for applying makeup is a freaking beauty blender. Like, this discovery that I have made, beauty blenders are like my best friend for makeup. I practically use it for the full face. Do you? Because I do. I just love it. And my correct shade, actually right now, as it is, I've been using Black Radiance color corrector. I really don't know what shade. Oh, Brownie. I've been using the color Brownie 8414. So if you are that shade, holla. And using a beauty blender also takes half the time. Just a little tip. Because it's probably been a good 2 minutes that I've been blending this makeup. And it's taking me way longer than it should. If you're anything like me and you heard about this new way to highlight your face and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so gonna do that. I'm gonna bake my face. This is one of those times that I baked my face. I literally went through this nice little phase about 2 or 3 times before I realized that I was applying way too much, even though I watched about several hundred tutorials. Like, that much loose powder on your face is not necessary, and depending on your skin type, can actually make you look lighter than you actually are. So when you are baking your face, highlighting your face, just be very diligent. Now it's time for that contour, right? Okay, contouring. When it comes to contouring, less is actually better, okay? Like, remember that, less is better. I have had several times where I over contoured my face, and you can see it. Like, you can see the harshness, the darkness. It's too dark. It's just uneven. It just didn't look that good on me. So I ended up sometimes having to take my makeup off, and I was like, why am I over contoured? Like, why? What am I doing wrong? So I ended up finding out that I was putting too much contour on, and less was better. Less is always better. Contouring your lips is not ever necessary, and it kind of takes away from your lips from what I see. So I actually use pressed powder after I apply my lipstick. This is not necessary at all and takes away from my lips and the volume of it. So I don't do this no more. Mixing eyeshadows is never really too much of a good idea unless they actually complement each other. So when using eyeshadow, be careful. When highlighting underneath your eyebrow, make sure it's not too deep, too dark, or too light, because it ain't gonna be flattering. And no matter how much you blend it, it still ain't gonna be on point. I remember when this baking phase came out and you leave the bake on your face for 5 minutes. Well, that's not really necessary, especially if you're using a loose powder that's actually 2, 3, 4, 5 shades lighter than you are. When you're using a loose powder or translucent powder that's lighter than you are, you shouldn't leave it on your face as long because it soaks into your foundation. It actually makes you appear more ghosted. Well, at least for me, that's what I've noticed. So even though I may act like I look good, honey, I'm being sarcastic. I do not look good. Did you read the title of this video? Brushes, once again, are the most important foundation to applying makeup. So if you notice that I'm using a foundation brush for a contour, honey, that is not the right way. And do you see how harsh it is because I applied way too much contour? Like I said, be generous with the contour. Less is better. I think maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 of you can actually relate with me on this one, where you were actually trying to get your eyebrows, what they say, on fleek, popping. Like what? I've had this time where I actually wanted to enhance my eyebrows. I wanted them to be more sculptured. I wanted them to be more fuller. Just look like just beautiful. You know, just something that's different than my natural eyebrows. And so there was a time where I actually made them darker than they actually were. I used the color black because my eyebrows are black, right? No. Like you go with a shade that's a little bit more lighter, for me at least. I go with more of a gray tone than a black tone because it blends in with my eyebrows a lot more better than black. Black just makes them look fake. So fake. Like, just no, bro. Get out of here. Now, I love lipstick. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes when you mix colors together, it can go wrong in so many different ways. That's why it's good to make sure that they actually complement each other rather than one overpower the other. And instead of using lipstick, I should have wrote lip gloss, since this look is really out there and harsh. Now with blush, it could be either light or it can be hard. I prefer a light tone because it makes you look more natural, more appealing, more attractive. But when you do it too much, like I am in this video, it's just no. Just no. Less is better. I'm gonna stick with that. If anybody's watching this, why aren't you stopping me? Why didn't you tell me this freaking glow was too much? Like, I might actually make somebody go blind with all that glow. Okay, number 1 rule with glow: little is enough. Just a little bit. So as I was going through this video, I noticed that you couldn't really see 100% all the effects that I did on my face with makeup. So here is a better view of it. My eyebrows, my beautiful eyeshadow, my glow. Oh my god, popping, right? Do you see these harsh lines, like where it starts, where it ends? Do you see these harsh lines? Oh my gosh. My face actually kind of burned a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys do any of these things, let me know down below. If you've done it in the past, possibly doing it right now as you're watching this video, please let me know and give this video a thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoyed. And just remember, next time when you put makeup on, sometimes less is better.